Drake surpasses the Beatles to become the artist with the most weeks charting in Billboard's 200 history, man. Man, shout out to Drake, you know what I'm saying? I know y'all, Kendrick guys probably ain't supporting that, but you gotta show love across the board, you know what I'm saying? I'm a Kendrick guy myself, you know what I'm saying? So I gotta respect it. You know what I'm saying? This is reported by XXL. Drake is now the artist with the most total weeks charting on the Billboard 200 history, surpassing the Beatles. That's big. Honestly, that's big. You know what I'm saying? Whether y'all want to say it was based on the superpowers or not, either way, man. You know what I'm saying? Congrats to the bruh. And on some more Drake news, Baka Not Nice says Drake told him to ignore Kendrick Lamar's diss.
At first, my first initial thing was to respond and respond quickly, very efficiently, and very to the point.
Very directly.
Yeah, and but like it was like it started brewing in me because where I come from, like that shit doesn't happen. Like you can't just call out a man and not have paperwork to back up your talks. Like that is it's ludicrous. And then like to see like a whole nation behind it and celebrating it like it's a true story is unbelievable because everybody has to understand, like I have a kid, Drake has a kid, you know what I mean? So like making accusations like that are like ridiculous and out of this world, you know what I'm saying? So, but like what I was going to tell you is this, like I was building up a lot of anger and stuff like that, but then I got a call and I don't know why I got this call. It's like at first God said something to him or something, but the boy, sorry, it might not have been a call, it might have been a text message, but he messaged me and he's like, yo, I know what you're feeling. I know you as an individual and I know how you get down, but I'm just letting you know, like, don't listen to the noise because it's noise. And if you go back and look at all these people that are saying things or having anything to say, they're not even actual real people. They're like bots.
Exactly.
So like, don't let that shit bother you, bro.
Facts.
Like, and you know what? Like, I mean, it's not a good thing, but they're calling your name. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, like, they're going to get over this crap because they're going to realize that it's crap, and then they're going to go do their own research. And when you do your own research, you're going to be like, wow, this guy made up a whole story about something that isn't even true, and it makes you look weird to me. I don't know.
It does.
But I want to say one thing to America, and y'all need to, like, get yourself together. God said something to him or something, but
America needs to get themselves together. Okay. What y'all think? See, this is the thing about what bruh is saying that I don't think he's calculating. Drake says some shit that ain't true too. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And he involved some other people as well. He mentioned names of individuals that's not connected to it. That's not, it wasn't just Kendrick. He mentioned, his girl and then his boy, right? So when you're getting angry, get angry at your mans too. Respectfully. You feel what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And I get it, discreet shit, but just understand, ego will put you down. Pride comes before fall. So if you thought you were going to do whatever, you know what I'm saying? Just understand there was going to be consequences. If you were cool with taking the consequence, then, all that. But at the end of the day, everybody needs to understand it was just a rap battle. If you haven't been to a rap battle or watch a rap battle, then you don't understand it. Yes, these two individuals were are the top. So, you know what I'm saying? When they say something, the fans just kind of take it and run with it. But you yourself trying to crash out over it, just, some music. As I said, you got to also look at your mans. Your man said some crazy shit. Like, how did this start? You know what I'm talking about? Your man said some crazy shit. So don't get mad one way. You know what I mean? And also, you know what I'm saying? As I said, bro, I get it. I understand the whole thing. You got a kid, Drake got a kid. That's kind of the thing. Your boy said something about Kendrick's kid. You do know that, right? You can't. I know you don't want to acknowledge that part, but you need to understand what was said. Like, understand how the thing went, right? And then you talking about America, we need to get it together, bro. Come on, bro. Cut that shit out, bro. You know what I'm saying? I understand you are a street nigga and all that good stuff, but cut that shit out, bro. we all grown, we grown men and all that good stuff, you know what I'm saying? And I understand, I definitely understand your point, real talk. But as I said, your mans did that shit, you know what I'm saying, bruh, you know what I mean? So we gotta kind of, you feel me? That's where you kind of gotta zero it out. You can't be prideful and be like, oh man, you know what I'm saying? My man's can say stuff, but when he said about my, they not, nah, fuck all that. That's not how that works, bro. You gotta play the game. You know what I'm saying? You can't be getting mad, bro. How you think bro felt when bro said what he said? You know what I'm saying? What if all his people with TDE and all that decide to, on some crash out shit? What would you been saying then? See, that's the issue, right? And I always say this shit on this channel. When you point one finger, the other fingers are pointing back at you. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully. You smell me? Got a positive vibes over here, man. It's your boy Almighty, man. You know what I'm saying? So of course, I ain't trying to egg on nobody. I'm just, just understand, Don't make it seem like it was one-sided on this thing. It was not. You feel me? It was definitely not. Your boy said some shit. You know what I mean? Kendrick said some shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And guess what? The crazy part about this shit that, he's telling bruh not to react to this shit, but he is reacting to this shit. So, I mean, I get it, though. I get it. You know what I'm saying? Based on, Baka, I guess a street nigga who all that good shit, but let's not play them games, bro. If we start doing the street shit, then lives gonna start getting lost, and then those kids that you talking so dearly about are gonna be missing parents and all that good shit. We don't need all that. That's not the, what I mean. Don't bring the kids into it. You know what I'm saying? Which, mind you, your boy did, that's kind of what brought the whole kids everything into it, because kids was mentioned. If y'all kept directly at each other. You know what I mean? But respectfully, I get what he's saying, though. You know what I mean? That, it could, ruin reputations. But I think that's more on the fans, though. You know what I'm talking about? I think the fans are the ones that kind of just made the thing more. You feel me? It was just the fans. It was the fans, bro. Like, you know what I mean? As I said, because these individuals are so high up in the, they say something and the fans kind of just, just go crazy with it. But, I might be wrong. I always tell you, I don't claim to be right. I don't know what it is. I'm giving y'all my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Let me know your own opinion in the comments section. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to Baka, shout out to Drake, shout out to Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody. You know what I'm saying? And so as I said, big congrats, to Drake on this right here. I'm talking about surpassing the Beatles, which is a very big thing. You know what I'm saying? I think, you know what I mean? There's only a few people. I don't know if they surpass the Beatles, but I know MJ and some more. So, shout out. Big things. You know what I'm saying? Blessings. I love to see it, man. You know what I'm saying? It's all love right here. This is bro talk. You know what I'm saying? Just Almighty right here. Got a positive vibes. You know what I'm talking about? So I definitely support. By the way, go check out my music. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I mean? Since we talk about music and all that good shit, go check out my music too. You know what I'm saying? But let's keep